Hello and welcome to the continuation part of part 4. In part 4 we have discussed about the cutoff frequency, phase velocity, group velocity, but we are unable to discuss the relation between phase velocity and group velocity. So in this video we are going to have the relation between them. So let us start. As we have discussed in the previous video about the phase velocity and group velocity, where phase velocity is defined as a ratio of omega by beta and group velocity is defined by d omega by d beta. So what we're going to do here in this video is that we are going to find the relation between Vp and Vg. For that, what we have to do means, as from the previous knowledge, we know that h square is equal to gamma square plus omega square mu epsilon. So also we know that h square is equal to a square plus b square. So what we have done here is that we can equate them, and once we equate, we can solve the relation between group velocity and phase velocity. So now let us find what is gamma. Gamma is nothing but alpha plus j beta. You might be studied in the transmission line that propagation constant is nothing but complex of attenuation constant and phase constant. Now we're going to assume that the attenuation constant is 0 here. So the attenuation constant is, as attenuation constant has made 0, then we can say that propagation constant is nothing but 0 plus j beta. Now from here onwards we can understand that gamma, that is propagation constant, is equal to j beta. So now what I have done is that this gamma is substituted over here. So once the gamma is substituted, then I can say that the gamma is nothing but j beta whole square plus omega square mu epsilon. So now equate this to equation. Now we are going to equate this to equation. Now once you equate, what you're going to get here is that you're going to get minus beta square because of this j term. So we are going to treat this as equation number 2. Now let us go to the next analysis, that is, this time we are going to make propagation constant as 0. What it indicates that there will be no transmission of signal in the z-axis. Then at this condition, the omega, that is whatever we have the omega becomes omega c. So already we have studied that if the signal is not propagating, then that frequency is called as cutoff frequency. So now what we have done here is that again we will have to see this equation. This time the gamma square becomes 0. Now omega becomes omega c. So again you have to equate this to equation. So we got equated. Now what we got, omega c whole square mu epsilon is equal to the right side part. So what you have to do means take this equation number 2 again. Instead of this 2 constant, what I mean to say that these 2 terms we can substitute by this one. So what I've done, instead of this one I have substituted this one. Now the minus beta square is equal to this term, as this is a substitution part, and remaining part. So now the beta square means this minus will go inside, then we can write this expression as it is a mathematical concept. Now the same two equation I have represented here. Now what is the main goal of finding here is that beta only. Why? Because the phase velocity is nothing but omega by beta. So you substitute beta. Now you take common, you can take common as root of mu epsilon is nothing but 1 by c. So you substitute here 1 by c, and then it will go to the numerator, then omega. Now this time you take omega as a common, omega get cancelled. Now the expression will be c by root of 1 minus omega c by omega. This omega c can be written as 2 pi fc by 2 pi f. 2 pi get cancelled. Now the phase velocity is defined in terms of cutoff frequency by frequency. So what you have understood is that the phase velocity is going to converted into cutoff frequency. Similar things has to be done with the group velocity. Now we have to find the relation of group velocity with respect to fc, that is cutoff frequency. So let us start. So as we have already derived about the beta, what is group velocity? Differentiation of omega by differentiation of beta. Now you have beta, you do the differentiation with respect to omega. Once you do the differentiation, you know that root of x is nothing but 1 by 2 root x into d by dx of x. So we have used that formula of differentiation, then we solve this one, we get cancelled, and you can see that mu epsilon in the numerator with omega by denominator with root mu epsilon is taken as common. Now students, try to understand here is that this is nothing but root mu epsilon itself only. You can write this as root mu epsilon into root mu epsilon. So by mistake I have not written this root, so please try to understand that it is nothing but root mu epsilon. So root mu epsilon get cancelled. Now you got this one, this is nothing but 1 by c, so I have written 1 by c, and this omega got cancelled. The same story, omega c can be written as 2 pi f c by 2 pi f. Now 2 pi get cancelled, you're going to get this one. So now the group velocity is nothing but the reciprocal of this one. So we have to do the reciprocal of this one, then we're going to get this one. So now I can say that the group velocity is in the form of cutoff frequency. So what we have done is that we got the relation phase velocity and group velocity in terms of cutoff frequency. So they are individually defined. Now let us find their relation. So what you have to do means you multiply group velocity into phase velocity. As this is a group velocity, this is nothing but a phase velocity, so I have multiplied, this is got cancelled, then c into c becomes c square. So I can say that what is the relation between group phase and velocity of light whole square is Vg is equal to c square by Vp, or Vp is equal to c square by Vg, and this is the relation between group velocity and phase velocity, which is a continuation part of previous video. Now let us understand the relation between wavelength and impedance. Now try to understand what is an impedance. Impedance is represented through Z and the wavelength is represented through lambda. We are going to find the relation between these two, and that is a topic. And we are going to take two cases, as we have learned for TM and we have learned for TE also. Obviously TE is also we have not started yet, but try to remember EX and EY for right now. Now let us start the concept of transfer mode. So in transfer mode, Hz equal to 0, Ez is not equal to 0, and we know that one. Now what we have to do means we have to find the impedance. Impedance is nothing but just substitute Ex by Hy. We are going to take this is as a reference right now. So I know Ex, as you already know this one. I know Hy. What I have done is I have divided and the similar things got cancelled. Once the similar things are got cancelled, then we're going to get this expression. Now you substitute gamma. What is gamma here? As you already discussed, gamma is nothing but alpha plus j beta. You take one more condition as alpha as 0. Now what is the gamma? J beta. You substitute gamma as j beta. J get cancelled, beta by omega epsilon. So you know what is beta. You substitute again here beta. Again the similar things will get cancelled. Now what we have done here is that we will going to get a root of mu by epsilon as a common overall. So now you can solve this one as a mathematical concept. Now root of mu by epsilon is nothing but 377 ohms, and that you have to understand. So this 377 ohms is sometimes it is called as neta, which is called as intrinsic impedance. Now if someone asks you what is intrinsic impedance means, it is an impedance of an air whose value is 377. Now this frequency by frequency, one is cutoff frequency by frequency. F is equal to c by lambda, so c by lambda c, and f is nothing but c by lambda. C got cancelled. Now the numerator part becomes lambda by lambda c whole square. So what we got the relation between impedance and wavelength of TM mode, and this is the relation. Similarly, you can solve for TE mode also. In TE mode, you have to find Ex and Hy. So let us think that you got Ex and Hy as this is a term. Now you divide it, the similar part get cancelled, the remaining part you're going to get. So again this delta can be written as alpha plus j beta, as you already know this one. So alpha is 0 and the gamma becomes j beta. You substitute here gamma is equal to j beta. Once you substitute, you get cancelled. Now omega mu by beta. Now again what you have to do, beta you have to substitute again. This time the beta is denominator. Now you substitute into denominator as a beta. Again the similar parts you get cancelled, get the calculation. So I think so if you might be done this one, this is almost similar, then you're going to get this as a equation, and I can say that it is a relation between z and lambda. So impedance versus wavelength, and this is what the derivations indicates. So I hope you have understood this topic, and if any doubt is there, please try to WhatsApp me or call personally. Thanks for listening this video. I hope you have understood.